Hey my loves, how y'all doing today? Ooh, excuse your girl. It ain't been a rough day. It's actually been a great day, but it's been a productive day, and so I look like I done sweated out the baby edges and everything. But we ain't here for all that. Um, Hope y'all had a great day today. How was y'all day? What's been going on with y'all? How are y'all doing? My ones that are still dealing with these narcissists out here. What is going on with y'all? How are y'all holding up? Y'all, I hope y'all are feeling stronger now that you've gotten a lot more information and different ways of how to deal with the situation. I just hope overall you're doing good in whatever situation you're in. You're moving through it prayerfully and with high confidence that this too shall pass. You know what I'm saying? So this video today is gonna be about how I'm gonna try to explain it the best way I can, how I kept mistaking. After I tell the story a little bit, I don't know, we'll figure out if I was mistaking it or if I was misunderstanding the assignment. Basically, when I tell y'all I was in love with the narcissist, I was in love with the narcissist. I prayed for this man. I prayed for the relationship. I prayed for me and him. I prayed for things that he was, seeking God for, whatever. I was all in this thing. Like, I mean, I was down. I was down like two flat tires. He was supposed to be my husband, and so I carried on like he was my husband and I was his wife and all that stuff without the title. Just something I did. I've always carried myself like that in relationships, and that's another thing that messed me up too in these relationships. But because I had set out so many prayers for this relationship, anytime the narc would discard me or whatever and would come back, I didn't know he was gaslighting and hoovering me at that time. Now that I'm on the outside looking in and I know a little more knowledge about narcissism and toxic relationships and stuff, I know that I'm gonna say that when he would come back in to gaslight and hoover me, after all those prayers that I done set out there, you know what I'm saying, when he come back in, it seems real. It seems like he has changed, and so therefore I'll let my guard down a little more, and then then once that happens, then the games start to proceed, you know what I'm saying. But what I was saying was that I was mistaking him coming back for him actually changing, when in reality it was actually a test, a lesson that I needed to learn. And that's why he was allowed to come back into my life, because every time he came back in, I never got the lesson. So sometimes we'll be thinking that, oh, because they came back, it's meant to be. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it is, depending on the type of situation you're in. If you're in a good, healthy relationship and y'all just had a little misunderstanding or whatever, and y'all split for a second or so, and then y'all decide to come back together, and everything is working, you guys are on the same page, and you know that there's a change actually happening in that relationship, that's different. What I'm talking about is the narc would come back into my life, and because I'm praying, I'm like, Lord, bring him back, whatever. I ain't got to go into my prayers or whatever, but y'all understand what I'm saying. I was praying for the relationship, praying for change, praying that when he does come back, because I still wanted to be with him, not knowing that he was a narc, but I was in love with that man, and I just, I thought that he was dealing with some things from his childhood or whatever, and he just don't seem to know how to shake them on his own, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought that if I loved him a little more, or if I suggested that we both go see a therapist together or whatever, so he don't feel like I'm nitpicking at him or anything like that, I was all in, is what I'm saying. So whatever it needed to make the relationship better, when I prayed on the situation or whatever, and he would come back, he would trick me, manipulate me into thinking that he's actually changed, and that because now he's doing all the things that I ever asked him to do or all the things I ever suggested him to do. You know what I'm saying? He came back in on his P's and Q's only until I let my guard down. And then the mask falls off, and then we're back to the toxic, narcissistic crap that they put on us. You know what I'm saying? And so I was sitting there telling my son that, you know, I was mistaking him coming back, thinking that God was sending him back because he's changed. But really, God was sending him back for me to get the lesson. And each time that I didn't get the lesson, he came back. And when he came back 10 times harder and worse than the last time. So it was like some things he was still doing that was all the same stuff that happened before, which are the red flags that I already knew about. But then also comes along with some extra red flags that I seen, but was just telling myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to a place, and this is me honestly telling you how head gone I was, and so deep into that relationship with him that it was like I remember telling people when I talk to them or whatever, you know what I'm saying, friends and family or whatever, when we talk about the situation, that I'd rather just deal with him, because the question was asked a couple times, why don't you just leave him alone? Or just, you know, find somebody else that you ain't got to deal with all this stuff with. And I would respond to them saying, well, I'd rather not get somebody new and have to deal with their problems when I already know what he gonna bring to the table and all of his foolishness. I was settling. But at that time, you couldn't tell me that I was settling. That was common sense to me. Like, you know what I'm saying, well, why everybody else out here got extra problems? You already been dealing with these same problems for 3 years, and so you already know what he gonna do. You already know when he moved differently, what's going on when he's moving differently like that or whatever. And so that was me settling for the type of relationship that I did not want, but I wanted this man. And so I felt like it was better to have him than to not have him at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that made me think of Betty Wright. And now that I'm in the mind frame that I'm in now, when I sang that song, I sang that thing with every piece of me. Everybody know that. Having a piece of man is better than no man at all. I was content with having a piece of man, which that's what he was, a piece of man to me, because he wasn't being faithful. He wasn't being honest. He wasn't being loyal. He was being disrespectful. And I knew those things already, but I had already trained my mind to that. Okay, if he does those things, you already know he's capable of doing it because he's done it before. But that's not the way I should be living. That was me with low standards and no boundaries. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, girl, you was really settling for absolutely nothing. And in the end, he turns out not to be anything at all. And so all those times where I thought that he was coming back, changed, and gonna actually do right this time, was all manipulation. But it was on me. I needed to learn the lesson. I needed to get some boundaries. I needed to get some standards and some self-love about myself to know that this is not okay. Because allowing him to come back in, and he wasn't even given the prop, like, he would come back in. I was telling my son this man would come back in and never apologize. Never apologize. He will make it seem like he's about to apologize. He'll even kind of lean towards saying, I'm sorry, but then he'll say, sorry for what? I didn't do anything to you. It was you. If you just listen, if you paid attention, if you stop bringing up the past, or if you stop thinking that I'm cheating on you, we wouldn't be in this situation. He would always throw it back on me. Typical narcissist stuff. But I accepted those things because the feeling of not being with him or having him was feeling like it was killing me more than actually being with him and knowing he doing all of the crazy nonsense that he doing. It did not make sense. But now that I'm here and in this place, I was at a place where I didn't realize that it was a test. I thought he was coming back because he changed and he was ready to love me the way that he needed to love me, because all I did was show love to him 100%, and I have good intentions for your heart or whatever. I just thought that after all the preaching and the screaming to the top of my lungs, that he just finally heard me this one time, and he's actually changed and he's coming in to do things. I'm telling you, they're great actors. So I was fooled up. You will be fooled up, because they will make it. They know how to manipulate you because they've learned you. They've studied you. They know just what to say and just what to do to get you hooked all over again. And he used those things on me every single time, and I didn't pay attention. So I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention because I was stuck on, well, I don't like the way I feel when he's not in my life. But when he in my life, do I still feel good? Do you still feel good when they in your life? It's like, well, I'd rather him be here and I can see what he's doing. And, you know, it was crazy. But that's where I was stuck at. And those were the lessons that I needed to learn. Like, girl, really? So you think that you're going to be more happy just because you can see him with your eyes texting other women. You can see him with your eyes looking at other women when you're out in public. You can see and hear with your own eyes and ears him complimenting other women or having flirtatious talks or whatever. All of the things that he was doing in my face was not respectful. It was all disrespectful, and I knew it was disrespectful, but I just rather have him versus not having him at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was at the time, and that was a very, very low place. But that's how you'll feel when you're dealing with these type of people. Like, you will settle for things that you wouldn't have thought in a million years, because before these people came into your life, you might have had a strong head on your shoulder, but still had a little bit of work that needed to be done to build it up a little bit stronger, because they come in to tear us down. But when we get on the other end of this thing, we come out strong and built tough like a Ford truck. We do. So it works, but it's just a shame that we have to go through what we go through to get to this place. But it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? But I was telling my son that, you know what I'm saying, people can apologize to you and turn around and come back in your life only to do those same things all over again. So in reality, are you really sorry? Because you came back and you did the same thing all over again. I said the only difference between the narc and other people, the narc would never tell me sorry, because he automatically knew he was coming with the nonsense every time. So ain't no need for me to tell you sorry, because I'm gonna play games with you again. So, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't how he was saying it, but that's exactly what he meant. He did tell me, say sorry for what? I'm not a sorry person, pretending like he don't know what I'm talking about. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. You knew I was owed an apology, and I held on to that for so long too, and had to let that go. Hey, I forgave him for myself, not for him. I forgave him for me, because if I'm holding on to it, I'm going to block up my blessings that I got coming to me. And I'm in a season where I ain't letting nobody block none of my blessings. If you're going to be a hindrance, baby, go ahead and skedaddle. Get out the way, because I want everything that belong to me. It done already been delayed up too much now anyway. So now I'm ready to receive everything that God has for me. And settling for somebody just to be fake happy, like I pretended, like I made myself happy in that relationship, but I was not happy. But I was finding different things to make me comfortable in the situation. And that's crazy in itself too, because even when he was still here, Anxiety was high, worry was high, stress was high. All of those things were still there, which was the same stuff that I was dealing with him leaving me. So you come back and I still got all these same feelings. I'm still having anxiety attacks. I'm still tripping out because I know you over there on your phone talking to other women. I know that when you're not around me, you're flirting with other women, because I know all that stuff. I still felt like crap, but in the midst of it, I kind of made myself feel peaceful, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, because that just means that my boundaries and my standards was very, very low at that time. But I didn't know, you know, my mind was all over the place, didn't know what was going on, didn't know that the mind trickery that I was going through will help keep me in that place too, you know what I'm saying? Because it's real, y'all. When I'm telling you, if you ain't never dealt with a narcissist before, then what I'm saying to you right now don't make sense. You can't see yourself in my shoes and going through the things that I went through because you ain't been there. But I'm telling you, it's somewhere you don't want to go. It's not. I mean, if it's in the cards for you to, you know, go through this, to get on your path, your journey to loving yourself, then it is what it is. But if you are aware of different signs of a narcissist, go ahead and run for the hills. Because I'm telling you, when that little spell get over you, baby, it lock you down. It lock you down. You go plumb fool crazy. Plumb fool crazy around here, like you done lost your mind, like literally, because now you don't know left or right. You don't know what's right or what's wrong. You don't know what's the truth, what's a lie. You don't know nothing. You just hear like, somebody please make it make sense. But all I know is I don't want to feel this way, so I need the person that I'm in love with, I need them to come back so I could take this feeling away. But yet they get there and I'm still adding on more stress and more drama from before they left. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I settled. And that was not cool. I had to find myself in the situation. Son also asked me, when do you know that you're done? I can't tell him when he will be totally done, or I can't even tell the next person when they'll be done and fed up with something, because you just gotta, it's something that just happens. When you done for real, when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll know, because I'm telling you, mine snuck up on me, and when the words flew out my mouth, I meant it. It was scary all at the same time, because I've said it before, but I ain't never mean it. I just said it because I wanted him to, you know, tighten up. But when I said it this time, I meant it. And then I said it again to make sure that that's what I really wanted to do and what I really meant. And when I said it again, the narc looked at me crazy like, hold on, this ain't how this go. You don't normally do this. You normally stand here asking me 21 questions on why I'm finna leave, this, that, and the third, the whole rundown. Nah, this ain't that party no more, sir. It done changed. I'm tired of being sick and tired, but it was things leading up to it that I got tired and fed up, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I don't have another round left in me. I gave that man more rounds than I give it anybody to play with my heart. And I've let a lot of people play with my heart. But this one here, this last one here, baby, this one had me on that roller coaster where I'm like, oh, I got one more round left in me. This time around, I ain't had not another round. I was like, yep, I am done. Unlock the bar so I can get off this roller coaster, because I'm done with this. I'm done. Give me somebody new. Because this right here, I'm done. This over with. This is a dead horse that I keep beating on, and it ain't coming back alive. The wheels done fell off the wagon, and I can't put the tires back on there. I can't fix the car. It's gone. It need to go to the junkyard. The relationship is done. It's dead. So when I was done, I didn't know I was done, but I knew I was done when I said it. It just popped up. So I don't know how to tell somebody else when they're completely done. It just happens. You get fed up and you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's when you know you're done. You gonna move different. You gonna do different stuff. You're not gonna do what you did before. It may not even be that you leave right away. You might still be in the relationship, but your heart ain't in it no more. Your mind ain't in it no more. And the love that you have for them, that's gonna be there, but it ain't gonna be the same. They're not gonna have the same access to you that they had before, and they're not gonna get the person that they had before. Now they finna get somebody they don't know and they don't like, because you ain't gonna budge. You're not gonna move like you used to. So when you get tired of being sick and tired, you'll know, because you're gonna try something different to get a different result. Because everything that you've been trying ain't been working for you. So now you got to do something different. And that's what I did. I had to do something different. But I'm telling you, when it happened, I couldn't believe that I spoke the words that I spoke. And I couldn't believe the way that I felt when I spoke it. When I said it, I meant it. And I know I meant it. And I said it differently than I said it any other time. Because when bro man looked back at me, his jaw was dropped, and he was looking like, hold on now, I don't know who this is standing here talking to me like that. After I said it, the switch flicked on, and I was a whole nother person. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I changed right in front of his face. I became somebody that I had been containing from him. But he got her. He had been tapping on the beast. And when he finally woke her up, he had the police here. No, don't quiet me down now. Don't tell me to be quiet now. Don't come over here trying to act like the victim now. Since you want to keep poking at the bear, I said what I needed to say. I left him alone. He continued to come for me. And when he did that, that took me to a whole nother level, because I'm like, hold on, player. The one who was here before not here no more. She ain't here no more. You got the other me now. Like, it's an inside joke, but I got like a couple of names. Like, they range from good to worse to the one you don't want to mess with. And so I got a couple of them names. And so that night, he got one of the other ones that he had never met before on himself. He might have seen her come out on other people, but he ain't never met her face to face. So that night he ended up calling police on me. He just could have left me alone. I wasn't doing that. I said what I had to say. I left it alone. I got in my chill mode, and he kept poking the bear. And I blew up. But nah, don't try to get me to be quiet now. Don't come playing victim now. You want to keep poking me, and I left it alone, cause I could go on and on and on. But I left you alone, but you continue to mess with me. And so now when I'm flipping out and acting crazy, you want to call police on me. Now you want me to sit down somewhere because you ain't never had to deal with me before. But when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, things like that happen. It don't have to get that bad, but when you've been manipulated to think that you're crazy, ain't no telling what you'll do. Ain't no telling how you'll act. You just never know, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't time to settle, y'all. You know somebody ain't loving you the way that they, and I know it's easier said than done. But I was stuck. At least I thought I was stuck too. And thought I could not get out. 2 relationships that I felt like I was stuck in. One was dealing with a crackhead. And 2, well, he was a crackhead, narcissist, all that in one. And then this narcissist that I had here, the last one. Those 2 I felt stuck in. And it didn't feel like I would ever let these people go. It was some other relationships like that too. But the 2 strongest ones were my last 2 relationships. that I felt stuck, but I got out. I was hurt a little bit or whatever. It took me some time to heal and get over the things, but I did. You know what I'm saying? You're not stuck. It's only in your mind. You can get free. You're not being treated right. I'm telling you, it's better to be alone than to be mistreated. Listen, I'm the one who used to have me somebody. Not have to have, but even when I'm in between, I had to have me a little daddy on the side or something, you know, to chill with, some kind of masculinity around me or whatever. Now, I'm in a different headspace. When I tell y'all, this last one here went on ahead and just threw me on the right track to falling in love with myself and setting boundaries and really, really getting to know me. This last one, it did that. It did that. Like, I've actually been single for a whole year. A whole year and some months. Do it get lonely? Yes, it does. But you know what? When I'm ready to start dating again, I'll start dating again. But I'm learning so much about me right now that I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's some things that I want to make sure that I have situated before I step into another relationship. Because for one, I don't want to depend on another man. I don't like that. I've been the one in all my relationships where I was the one taking care of everybody that I dated. When I got this last narcissist, he was the first one to ever, which is why I thought he was my knight in shining armor, because he's the first guy that I ever had that took care of me in a major way. Other people did little minor stuff, you know what I'm saying? I always had the place, I always had the car. So they might have put gas in the car, might have got the car fixed, might have bought some groceries, might have did something. They did whatever they did. But the last one that I dealt with, he got me because I was in a tough spot. And he came through and he shook some stuff up and he made it work. He gave me a roof over me and my son's head or whatever. And he took care of all my bills and all that good stuff. And so, yeah. But made me feel like he was the one. You know what I'm saying? And everything happened so quick, fast, in a hurry that my mind was blown. And so, yeah, I fell into that thing and I went in head first, deep, because I'm like, dang, ain't nobody ever did this for me. I've always been the one taking care of something. So when you get a little taste of something that you never experienced before, but I always wanted to experience, you do kind of get a little, you know, you get a little carefree and be like, yeah, this is it. This gonna be the one. We forever, you know what I'm saying? But lesson learned. I'm thankful for the journey, but you know, I ain't depending on nobody else. No, I can do it. I don't mind somebody helping me, but to fully depend on until I know for sure we on some husband and wife type stuff or whatever. But yeah, all that stuff that I used to do just as a girlfriend, like I gave too much for just a girlfriend. But you know what? I thought that I had to, because I looked at dating as, you know, interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I got to give my, come with my best. So you will choose me, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Just keep following me. I'm going somewhere with it. But I used to thought that I needed to, you know, put on my best to, you know, I guess make the man like me or whatever. And I didn't have to do all that. Because some people are just there to reap the benefits. And if you gonna freely hand it out, of course I'm gonna take it. Why I'm gonna turn it down? And so that's what men were getting from me. They was getting free everything, didn't have to work for nothing. And now that my standards are different now, she ain't just gonna be handing her heart out like that. I am gonna take better care of my heart, because who else gonna take care of it for me? I gotta do better. So I'm not just going to be blinded by what somebody is telling me. Because people just, I took people word for gold until I seen otherwise or whatever. But sometimes you can't even do that. You got to like literally let people show you stuff. And that's what my problem was. I didn't let nobody show me nothing. They just told me what they was going to do. And I automatically held them to it. Automatically, I held them to it. Like you say, if you need anything from me, I got your back. Hit me up. I mean that with everything in me. And so I used to think that people meant the same thing when they said that to me. So if they say, oh yeah, I'm gonna wife you up, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna love you better than any man you ever been with, I'm expecting that. Because you said it. You know what I'm saying? Your word is bond to me. And so now I know my word is bond. I don't know about yours. You got to show me. Show me what you're talking about. Because right now, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Show me. Because I don't understand what you're saying. Just point it to me. Take me to it. Get me there. Show me what you're talking about. And then I can understand. That's where I'm at now. Like, going for anything, you know what I'm saying? I put myself in a lot of positions that I necessarily didn't have to, but when you have looking for love only in your mind, you ain't thinking, in your head, you're telling yourself, oh, I want somebody that's going to do this, somebody's going to do that. And then when the person gets there, you just feel like, oh, well, he does this or she does this. I don't really like it. But right now, who else is looking at me? So let me just go ahead and accept them with that thing that I don't necessarily like that they're doing. And let's see if they'll change. No, not doing that no more. I'm not going to ignore red flags. That was a big mistake and a big lesson that I had to learn. Girl, you kept seeing the red flags, but telling yourself something different to be okay with it, knowing that this makes you uncomfortable. If I just, if I talk to them about it and see if they'll do something about it, it should be fine. But you do the talk to them and they don't change anything, and I still stay and continue to keep putting up with it, because they're like, but I've been doing this all my life, so why would I change now? Because I'm not asking you to change for me. I'm just saying that this is a issue for me, and if you see fit in your heart to kind of try to work on the situation, I ain't working on nothing. This is me. I've been this way all my life. I'm not changing for nobody. Okay, I can't make you change, so what I can do is move out the way and let somebody who can tolerate what you're bringing that I can't tolerate and going on about my life, versus sitting here and settling for something that I already know is going to be an issue for me. That's where I was making my mistakes at. So I'm learning those things now, because you can get caught up in looks, you can get caught up in money, and none of that stuff is not what I'm looking for. Now you do got to be, with my eyes, interesting to my eyes. I ain't talking about for everybody else, but for my eyes, you got to be attractive. But that's not the most important thing. How you treat somebody, your loyalty, how you are with your family, how you are with your kids, what kind of relationship you got with whoever you serve or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a perfect match, but I need somewhere close in there, a little bit of tweaking that we can work with each other, and then, we'll be fine. But all that playing dumb and just settling for anything just to have somebody, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't. Because I'm doing pretty good by myself now. I don't need nobody coming in and tearing up and disturbing my peace that I've created by myself. I want this same peace when I go into my next relationship. And if I can't have my peace, I don't need you in my life. I don't. Because my peace is more important. Peace is right next to your mental. your mental health. If you got somebody in there bothering with your mental health, you can't have peace. You can't have peace with your mental all jacked up, your head all chaotic. Now everything in your life is resembling the chaos that you got going on in your head. I ain't settling no more, y'all. I guess that's what I'm here to tell y'all. I ain't settling no more. It don't do nothing for me. All it does is set me back. And some of y'all probably experienced this too, and you know what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, when the narcissist came back, I used to mistake it for him coming back and doing right, but I seen that there was no change, but I kept rolling with it anyway because I'd rather have him here than not have him at all. And that was crazy in itself, but that happens in real life, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just we ain't settling no more. We ain't. We deserve much more. We are wonderful. We are beautiful. If you have good intentions for people and you're not out here trying to hurt people, you don't deserve to be treated as such. You need somebody who's going to come in and meet you halfway or exceed above what you're doing versus somebody coming down here this low and they want to pull you down that low too because they can't see the worth in themselves and they don't see that they're beautiful and wonderful and all those good things that I said. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be pulled back. I want to be pulled forward and up. That's it. Because I ain't looking back. Going backwards is crazy. But I've done it. And it ain't got me nowhere. It just made me start all over again. I done started over a lot, y'all. I have. I'm tired of starting over with the same stuff. But that just means that I gotta pass the test. Once I pass the test, I'll move to another level. And each level gonna get a little bit harder. But it's always a blessing after the test. And there's a testimony after that test. So you go through it, grow through it, heal, move forward, and keep your eyes facing forward. I'm snatching my hand and everything. But anyways, like I said, it's been a rough day, y'all. So pulling my hair. But yeah, fall in love with yourself because that's the most important thing. And if that's a struggle for you, I'm telling you, little bit by little bit, try to do things for you. If it means just going and sitting out by yourself, just spending a day by yourself and doing whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do nothing, don't do nothing. Sit there and look at the wall. Sit there and look at the trees. Whatever you want to do. But do it for you. And see how it feels. And then as time goes on, start trying to do it a little bit more for yourself. Because I'm telling you, it's much needed. It is. Even if it's just you got to slide off in the bathroom. Go and get in the tub. Kids running around raggedy, crazy, and acting a fool or whatever. But you know they're in a safe space and they good. Go hide away somewhere. But you got to love yourself. You got to give yourself some time too. I'm telling you. Figure it out in your situation. Because I know some people I can hear people saying now, well, I got kids and I got this to do and I got that to do. All I'm saying is, if you got a schedule, just try to squeeze you in your schedule at some point. Because you matter. You are important. I done ran raggedy around the house doing everything before. I done ran around taking care of kids and this, that, and the third. I've seen people doing that. You still need your me time. Some kind of way. Even if it's just going off and buying you a meal and not thinking about nobody else but yourself for that moment. Small gestures to yourself till they start getting bigger. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. But start off small. And then start making it get bigger. Because after you do it, you'll feel good. You gonna go through the phase of, oh my God, I just ate some food by myself. And I didn't buy my kids, I ain't buy my husband nothing. And you might haul off and go and buy them something, but long as you got you something first, and you go and you buy them something to eat, or buy them that toy or that shirt or whatever, you did something for you. It ain't hard. We make it hard, but it ain't hard. Just start off small, and then get bigger as you get used to it, because it's gonna feel foreign. It's gonna really, really feel foreign to you to actually be doing something for you. And you can't fall in love with yourself if you can't do for yourself. If you can't show yourself love, you can't fall in love with yourself. It's hard to do because you got to, everybody else throwing you on the back burner, but you're so comfortable back there, but uncomfortable all at the same time, because you're like, dang, I do want to do for myself, but I can't because I got this going on, that going on. I got to do this and I got to do that. You still got to find a way. You do. And I know you're going to do it. Eventually you'll get to it. But don't leave baby in the corner too long. Hoppo. You hear me? Nobody puts baby in the corner. You got to come out that corner. And you got to find you. Fall in love with you. Lord, I don't know where this is coming from. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all. Have a great day. We not settling no more. We falling in love with ourselves. We're growing. We going through our healing journeys. We going through whatever journey and tests that we're going through right now. We going through them and we gonna come out on top. It's gonna be all right. So I love y'all. Have a great night. I'm about to try pho from the Vietnamese place for real this time, y'all, because I normally cook it myself, but I got it in there. I'm gonna go in, heat the juice, the broth up or whatever, and then I'm gonna do a short showing y'all my pho and let y'all know how I feel about the Vietnamese authentic pho versus what I call my pho that I cook at home. So I'll try that with y'all and let y'all know how I like it. So stay tuned. Love y'all. Mwah.